The Sun, our nearest star and the source of all life on Earth, has always been the subject of awe, mystery, and scientific fascination. For centuries, humanity has observed its cycles, storms, and radiant energy. But in recent years, new technologies have allowed scientists to peer deeper into its dynamics than ever before. NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory has been a cornerstone of this effort, providing a constant stream of data and imagery that captures the breathtaking activity of the solar surface and its surrounding environment. Yet among these countless images, one in particular has ignited widespread debate and intense speculation. A striking, star-shaped object captured hovering close to the Sun. The photograph shows the Sun ablaze with coronal activity, but just beyond its edge sits an anomaly unlike anything previously documented. The object appears geometric in form, possessing a bright central core with evenly spaced points radiating outward in perfect symmetry. It is not irregular, jagged, or diffuse like a comet or asteroid. Instead, it carries a structured precision that suggests deliberate design, sparking conversations that this could be more than just a natural phenomenon. For many observers, the symmetry itself is the most compelling evidence that the object might not be a random artifact. Space debris, asteroids, and meteoroids are typically rugged and uneven, shaped by collisions, erosion, and gravitational forces. Rarely, if ever, does nature produce such a balanced geometric pattern in the violent, chaotic environment near the Sun. This distinctiveness has led researchers and enthusiasts alike to propose that what we are seeing may be artificial, perhaps even a probe or craft of unknown origin. The proximity of the object to the Sun raises even greater questions. The Sun's surface temperature averages around 5,500 degrees Celsius, while its corona can reach millions of degrees. Radiation, plasma, and powerful solar winds pour outward at immense speeds, an environment lethal to most known materials and technologies. For something to remain intact and visible in such conditions would require capabilities far beyond anything humanity has developed. If this object is indeed solid, then it must be constructed from materials capable of withstanding extreme heat and radiation, hinting at engineering on a scale we cannot yet comprehend. Speculation about the object's size only amplifies the mystery. Based on scale comparisons with the solar imagery, some have suggested that this structure could be enormous, perhaps even larger than Earth itself. If accurate, this would immediately rule out any conventional explanation. Such a massive form positioned so close to the Sun would defy our understanding of celestial mechanics and physics. Rather than being dismissed as mere debris, it could represent a colossal construct, either a vessel, an energy harvesting device, or something beyond even our ability to conceptualize. The possibility that this object is utilizing the Sun as an energy source has quickly become one of the most discussed theories. Humanity has long imagined advanced civilizations constructing vast stellar energy collectors, with concepts such as Dyson spheres entering popular scientific thought. These theoretical megastructures, designed to harness the energy output of a star, have often been considered the hallmark of a civilization far more advanced than our own. If this object is real and purposeful, its presence so close to the Sun may indicate that it is engaged in a similar form of energy collection or observation. Adding to the intrigue, this is not the first time strange anomalies have been documented near celestial bodies. Over the years, both professional and amateur astronomers have reported geometric, star-like shapes not only near the Sun, but also in deep space and around the Moon. Although skeptics argue these are the result of camera glitches, lens flares, or cosmic rays striking detectors, the recurrence of these symmetrical formations across different contexts suggests a repeating pattern. That pattern, in turn, fuels speculation that these sightings may indeed reflect something real, objects with consistent design and function. The implications of this discovery extend far beyond astronomy. If the object is an artificial probe or structure, it could mean that humanity is not alone, and that advanced civilizations are actively studying our solar system. Just as humans send probes such as Voyager, New Horizons, and the Parker Solar Probe to explore space, another intelligence might do the same, on a vastly greater scale. A civilization thousands or even millions of years ahead of ours could build devices capable of operating autonomously near stars, designed to endure extreme conditions, and perhaps relay data across interstellar distances. What makes this scenario particularly compelling is that it aligns with how humans themselves approach exploration. Humanity already relies on robotic probes, drones, and satellites to study planets, moons, and even the sun itself. Scaling this idea upward, it becomes entirely plausible that a far older and more advanced species would send probes to observe stars, planetary systems, and potentially even developing civilizations. In this context, the star-shaped object seen near the sun could represent one of many such instruments, patiently conducting its mission while hidden in plain sight. Some researchers have raised the idea that the object may even be part of a larger network. Just as humanity deploys constellations of satellites in Earth's orbit to provide global coverage, so too might another civilization scatter observation platforms around the solar system. If true, the sun would be an obvious focal point, its energy output and influence shaping everything within our system. By stationing a probe there, an observer could monitor not only the sun itself, but also the ripple effects its activity has on every planet, including Earth. The debate about the nature of this object is further complicated by the limited information available. While NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory has captured the image, further public analysis has been scarce. Some argue that such anomalies are quietly brushed aside to avoid public alarm or endless speculation. Others believe that the very clarity of this image makes it impossible to dismiss, and that more attention should be directed toward analyzing and confirming what has been observed. Beyond the scientific implications, the psychological and cultural impacts of such a discovery would be profound. Humanity has long wondered whether it is alone in the universe, and the possibility that an advanced civilization has placed probes or structures near our sun would be a definitive answer. The knowledge that we are being observed, perhaps studied, could reshape philosophy, religion, and geopolitics overnight. The sun, once seen only as a natural provider of light and warmth, could suddenly be recognized as a focal point for interstellar contact. For now, the image stands as one of the most compelling pieces of visual evidence in recent memory. A star-shaped object with symmetrical geometry blazing brightly near the sun, refusing to conform to easy explanation. Whether it is a probe, an energy harvesting device, or something entirely unknown, its presence challenges humanity to expand its understanding of what is possible. What cannot be ignored is that this image, captured by official space observation technology and made available for the world to see, has already sparked a wave of curiosity that may prove impossible to contain. While some will continue to insist that it is a camera glitch or a trick of the light, the striking detail of the structure tells another story. The universe is vast, mysterious, and filled with phenomena that defy simple classification. Perhaps in this case, humanity has been granted a glimpse of something extraordinary, a visitor, a watcher, or a beacon standing vigil near the very heart of our solar system. Mysterious sphere can be seen casting a giant shadow on the surface of Mars. Mars has long been a planet that fascinates both scientists and the general public, offering tantalizing glimpses of a world that is both familiar and alien. Despite decades of study and multiple missions dedicated to its exploration, Mars continues to present mysteries that challenge our understanding. The discovery of dried riverbeds and the possibility of ancient oceans has raised questions about its history and potential habitability. Yet, for every answer uncovered, new enigmas arise. One of the most recent puzzles comes in the form of a strange spherical object captured in images of the Martian surface. The discovery was highlighted by the channel Mars Moon Space TV, which examined photographs taken by NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The orbiter, an advanced spacecraft orbiting Mars, has spent years mapping the surface and returning high-resolution images to Earth for analysis. While combing through these images, researchers noticed what appeared to be a large white sphere casting a distinct shadow across the terrain below. The clarity of the shadow suggests that the object is elevated above the surface rather than being a simple optical illusion or an oddly shaped rock formation. What makes this finding even more compelling is its location. The sphere was photographed in a region believed by scientists to have once been underwater. Geological studies of Mars have provided strong evidence that enormous lakes and possibly even oceans covered large portions of the planet billions of years ago. The layered terrain visible around the sphere supports this theory, with sedimentary formations hinting at long-forgotten bodies of water. To discover a mysterious object in such an area only deepens the intrigue, as it raises questions about whether the sphere is natural or perhaps something else entirely. The object itself stands out sharply from its surroundings. While most of the Martian surface is covered in dust, rock, and sand dunes shaped by the wind, this feature seems unusually smooth and reflective. The spherical shape is particularly unusual, as natural geological processes tend to create jagged or irregular forms, especially in a harsh environment like Mars. The perfectly rounded appearance of this object is rare in planetary geology, and the pronounced shadow it casts suggests significant size and height. Over the years, many unexplained features have been spotted on Mars, from formations that resemble pyramids and faces to peculiar rock outcroppings that appear artificial. While many of these sightings can be explained as natural formations shaped by erosion and perspective, some continue to resist easy classification. The sphere joins this growing list of mysteries, fueling debates about whether it could be the result of unusual natural processes or whether it hints at something more profound. For scientists, the key lies in continued investigation. The Mars orbiter and other missions, such as the Perseverance rover, are providing ever more detailed data that may help unravel the mystery. Yet, as history shows, each discovery on Mars tends to open new questions rather than close them. Whatever the explanation, the discovery of the sphere serves as a reminder of how little we still know about Mars. Astronomers discover mysterious perfect spheres in space. In recent months, astronomers have unveiled one of the most fascinating cosmic discoveries of the decade, a perfectly spherical bubble in space named Teleios. Its discovery came from data collected by the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, a powerful radio telescope that has been mapping the skies as part of the Evolutionary Map of the Universe survey. While many peculiar circular structures have been spotted in deep space before, Teleios stands apart because of its extraordinary symmetry and proximity within the Milky Way. The name itself, taken from the Greek word for perfection, reflects just how astonishing this object is. At first glance, astronomers identified Teleios as the expanding remnant of a supernova. Supernova remnants are common throughout the galaxy. They occur when a star reaches the end of its life and undergoes a cataclysmic explosion, expelling gas and material into the cosmos. What makes Teleios unusual, however, is its near-perfect spherical shape, which defies the chaotic tendencies usually observed in these remnants. Typically, supernova explosions are asymmetrical, shaped by uneven forces, nearby interstellar matter, or turbulent stellar winds. Yet Teleios appears almost flawless in its construction, like a translucent glass sphere suspended against the backdrop of space. Researchers believe Teleios is most likely the result of a Type 1a supernova, one of the brightest and most well-documented categories of stellar explosions. This type occurs when a white dwarf in a binary system absorbs so much matter from its companion star that it surpasses its mass limit, triggering a runaway reaction. The problem, however, is that Type 1a supernovae usually emit X-rays, which should be visible in addition to the radio glow. In Teleios, no X-ray emissions have been detected, raising questions about whether the event truly matches the expectations of this category. This absence has left astronomers puzzled and searching for alternative explanations. One suggestion is that Teleios might not be a typical Type 1 supernova at all, but a Type 1ax, sometimes referred to as a zombie supernova. Unlike standard Type 1a explosions, which obliterate the white dwarf entirely, Type 1ax events leave behind a remnant star. This explanation neatly fits with Teleios' observed properties, but the catch is that it would require the bubble to be significantly closer, around 3,000 light-years away. While there is even a star at that distance that could serve as the leftover remnant, none of the distance measurements obtained so far align with that estimate. Instead, researchers are stuck with two vastly different distance calculations, one placing Teleios at just over 7,000 light-years away, the other at more than 25,000 light-years. Each distance changes the story dramatically, making it difficult to pin down the true nature of this enigmatic sphere. If Teleios is closer, its size would be around 46 light-years across, suggesting it is relatively young, less than 1,000 years old. If it is farther away, its diameter would stretch to an incredible 157 light-years, meaning it has been expanding for over 10,000 years. Both scenarios are extraordinary in their own right, but both carry inconsistencies when compared with the models of known supernova remnants. The unanswered questions surrounding its distance only deepen the mystery. Beyond its size and age, what has captivated both scientists and the public is the sheer perfection of Teleos's shape. Rarely in nature do cosmic events produce such uniformity. Explosions, whether stellar or terrestrial, almost always leave jagged or uneven traces. Even in the void of space, where external interference can sometimes allow for smoother expansions, remnants typically lose their symmetry over time. Yet Teleos's smooth, bubble-like edges have remained intact, glowing faintly in radio wavelengths. This site suggests that the explosion occurred in an unusually empty pocket of space, free from interstellar dust and gas that would otherwise distort the expansion. The possibility that Teleos formed in such pristine conditions makes it one of the rarest cosmic remnants ever recorded. Adding to the intrigue is the comparison with other mysterious circular structures discovered by ASCAP, known as odd radio circles, or ORCs. These are vast, ring-like formations located at intergalactic distances, and while their origins are still debated, their strange geometry has fascinated astronomers. Teleos differs in that it lies within the Milky Way, placing it far closer and offering a clearer opportunity for study. Still, its presence alongside the growing number of unusual circular objects being discovered raises the possibility that astronomers are only beginning to uncover a class of phenomena that may reshape our understanding of stellar and galactic evolution. The sheer beauty of Teleos has also contributed to its cultural impact. To many, it represents the perfection that nature can sometimes achieve against all odds, a silent, glowing bubble of energy drifting through the vastness of space. For others, its unusual characteristics provoke deeper speculation. Some have wondered whether such symmetry could really be the product of chance, or if it hints at processes beyond our current scientific grasp. While most researchers remain grounded in the supernova explanation, the lack of definitive answers leaves room for continued debate and imagination. Ultimately, the discovery of Teleos underscores the vastness of what humanity has yet to learn about the universe. It is a reminder that even in the age of advanced telescopes and powerful computing models, the cosmos continues to reveal surprises that defy easy categorization. For scientists, it is both a puzzle and an opportunity, a chance to refine theories, test new ideas, and push the boundaries of knowledge. For the public, it is a glimpse into the awe-inspiring beauty and mystery of the universe, a celestial sphere that invites wonder and curiosity. As more data is gathered and analysis continues, the story of Teleos will evolve. Whether it proves to be a rare symmetrical supernova remnant, a new type of stellar phenomenon, or something else entirely, its discovery already stands as a milestone. It reminds us that perfection, even in the chaos of stellar death, is possible, and that the universe still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Astronomers discover hidden trove of massive black holes. Astronomy is often thought of as the science of seeing. From the first telescopes that revealed the moons of Jupiter to the most advanced observatories mapping galaxies billions of light-years away, the ability to see farther and more clearly has defined progress in the field. Yet, even with all this progress, sometimes the most remarkable discoveries are the ones that have been overlooked right in front of us. Recently, astronomers made just such a revelation, a hidden population of massive black holes residing in dwarf galaxies, hiding in plain sight. This discovery not only expands our knowledge of how galaxies evolve, but also sheds new light on the very nature of black holes themselves. The research, conducted by a team led at the University of North Carolina, turned conventional expectations upside down. For years, astronomers have studied dwarf galaxies, small, faint galaxies that are often seen as the building blocks of larger ones. Yet despite decades of observations, a surprising number of massive black holes within these galaxies went unnoticed. Lead author Mugdha Polomera put it plainly. The result was astonishing because these black holes were always there, only hidden due to the difficulty of detecting them. To understand the importance of this discovery, it helps to consider the structure of our own galaxy, the Milky Way. The Milky Way is a massive spiral galaxy, but according to current understanding, it grew over time by absorbing smaller galaxies. These dwarf galaxies are scattered throughout the cosmos, and many of them are still merging with the Milky Way today. The Magellanic Clouds, visible from the southern hemisphere, are perhaps the most famous examples. These irregular dwarf galaxies orbit the Milky Way and will one day become part of it. If dwarf galaxies carry massive black holes at their centers, then every time one merges with a larger galaxy, it has the potential to bring its black hole along for the ride. Over cosmic time, these mergers could feed into the growth of the supermassive black hole at the Milky Way's core. This raises a fundamental question: how common are black holes in dwarf galaxies? For years, this remained unclear. While astronomers knew that most large galaxies harbor supermassive black holes, they lacked evidence of how frequently smaller galaxies carried their own massive counterparts. The detection of hidden black holes within dwarf galaxies provides a missing link. It suggests that the growth of supermassive black holes might be fueled not just by local gas and dust, but also by the steady contributions of smaller galaxies and their hidden giants. Detecting black holes, however, is far from straightforward. They are, by their nature, invisible unless they interact with their surroundings. When black holes consume gas, the infalling material heats up and glows with powerful energy, making them visible to telescopes. But when a black hole lies dormant, not actively feeding, it is almost impossible to detect. This means that traditional surveys likely missed many black holes that were present but inactive. Professor Sheila Kanapan, a co-author of the study, compared the process to spotting fireflies. You can only see them when they light up. In the same way, only the lit-up black holes were being counted, while countless others went unnoticed. Another challenge comes from the fact that growing black holes are not the only sources of high-energy radiation in space. Newborn stars can also emit similar signals, making it difficult to distinguish between the two. To overcome this, the research team developed ways to separate black hole signals from those of star formation. By applying a series of careful tests, they were able to pinpoint which galaxies contained black holes, rather than just stellar nurseries. This approach revealed that many dwarf galaxies did indeed harbor black holes, changing the way astronomers interpret past observations. The implications of this discovery are profound. First, it forces a reconsideration of how galaxies and black holes co-evolve. If dwarf galaxies commonly contain massive black holes, then galaxy mergers throughout the universe's history may have played a much larger role in shaping supermassive black holes than previously thought. Second, it suggests that our census of black holes in the universe has been incomplete, with many still hidden from view. Finally, it emphasizes the importance of developing new techniques to detect the unseen, reminding scientists that even well-studied regions of the sky can still hold secrets. This work also ties directly to the broader mystery of the Milky Way's central black hole. Known as Sagittarius A, this colossal black hole is millions of times the mass of our Sun. How it grew to such an enormous size remains an open question. One possibility is that it reached its mass not just by consuming gas and stars, but by merging with smaller black holes delivered by dwarf galaxies over billions of years. If that is the case, then each hidden black hole discovered in a dwarf galaxy today represents a clue to the Milky Way's past. The discovery also has philosophical implications. It demonstrates that science, much like art or literature, is an evolving process of interpretation. Just as a film might reveal new details on a second or third viewing, the universe can reveal hidden truths when examined with fresh perspectives and new techniques. The fact that these black holes were hiding in plain sight is a humbling reminder that the cosmos is vast, complex, and always capable of surprising us. Looking ahead, astronomers will continue to refine their methods to uncover more of these hidden giants. As observational technology advances, particularly with the arrival of next-generation telescopes, researchers expect to find even more evidence of massive black holes in unexpected places. Each new discovery will not only add to the census of black holes, but also deepen our understanding of how galaxies like our own Milky Way came to be.